The authenticity of Lana Del Rey. I love Lana Del Rey, bro. She's probably been one of my top artists on, like, at least my Spotify Wrapped for, I don't know, like, a couple years, to be honest. Like, I have all of her songs downloaded on, like, I have, like, a chill playlist. All of her songs are on there, because she's, like, a very, like, chill, like, mellow kind of, song artist, I feel like. And some of her songs have, like, genuinely, like, she's just so good at songwriting. She's one of the people that, like, genuinely can, like, change, like, how I feel, or like she puts songs, or like how people feel into songs, you know? Like, she's just very, very relatable, and I love her music. Yes.
For many, video games was the first they had ever heard of Lana Del Rey.
Video games.
The single was accompanied by a self-made music video featuring archive footage spliced between clips of this promising new star. And then Blue Jeans arrived. The nostalgic aesthetic, the wistful vocals, the captivating pouty persona. It was a remarkable 1-2 punch from an unknown singer that made it difficult to not pay attention. Nearly overnight, Lana Del Rey became an internet phenomenon. Today, she's a Grammy Award-nominated, multi-platinum selling singer, songwriter, poet, model, and video director. Her album, Born to Die, has spent over 300 weeks on the Billboard 200, making her one of only 3 women to do so. Selling more than 7 million copies, its tracks have collectively been streamed over 1.5 billion times on Spotify.
Wow.
In the 6 months leading up to its release, Lana Del Rey had gone from a complete unknown to an international darling. To many, she was this indie queen who had somehow made it. But before she even released her major label debut, she became one of the most controversial figures to emerge in popular culture. As the public learned more about her, only more questions and criticisms followed. From her voice to her true identity, what were we to believe?
Huh?
Was Lana Del Rey an actual musical talent? Or a manufactured sensation?
I just know that she has fire music. That's all I know. I don't know anything about Lana Del Rey. I just know that she has fire songs. Lana.
On June 29th, 2011, the video game's music video was uploaded to YouTube. The next day, it got taken down for including copyrighted footage.
Right.
But the single started making rounds over radio and online music blogs. Lana Del Rey was somewhat of an anomaly. There's not much else like her. She occupies her own unique space in the pop spectrum. Given the musical climate of the time, Lana Del Rey challenged the pop status quo, labeling her as an alternative or indie artist. This led every internet music blog to offer some appreciation for the refreshing indie pop star. By August, Video Games was re-edited and uploaded. Soon after, a video for Blue Jeans arrived. The nostalgic aesthetic, the wistful vocals,
I don't
the
think I've heard
captivating
Blue
pouty
Jeans.
persona. It was a remarkable 1-2 punch from an unknown singer that made it difficult to not pay attention. But nearly overnight, the world learned of Lizzie Grant.
I love her style too. Her style's really just like.
Born in upstate New York in the mid-80s,
Oh my God.
Elizabeth Woolridge Grant came from an upper-middle-class family. She sang all throughout her life, at school and in her church choir. She lived a fairly normal childhood until she reached her early teens. She began acting out, skipping school, and drinking. As a result, her parents sent her to a boarding school where she felt isolated, befriending only a teacher who introduced her to the musical legends of the past and some polarizing subject matter like Lolita. By the time she graduated, she sobered up and moved to Long Island, spending a year
Lolita.
as a waitress. She lived with her aunt and uncle, the latter of which would teach her a few guitar chords, ultimately kickstarting her songwriting career. For fun, she began testing her songs at open mics in Brooklyn, as Lizzie Grant some nights and Sparkle Jump Rope Queen on others. At 19, she enrolled in university for philosophy. In her spare time, she would
interesting.
self-record acoustic tracks under the alias May Jailer. A few years later, she entered a songwriting competition. She didn't win, but an A&R rep from 5 Points Records took an interest in her talents, later offering to sign the young starlet. Lizzie took her signing bonus and moved into a mobile home in New Jersey where she focused her efforts on songwriting and video making. The demo she compiled had producers interested due to its distinct sound. In particular, a producer who's worked with Paul McCartney, The Strokes, and Stevie Nicks, to name a few. David Kane paired with Lizzie to release her debut
like her
EP.
style is just like so like I don't know, it's like 1950s. I don't know if that's accurate, but it's just like retro, and like her songs are just so like it's just so like niche. Like no other songs are like it.
I'm in love with a dying man.
Which saw Lizzie get featured as one of iTunes' Emerging Artists of the Year. Lizzie and Kane spent the year working on a full album, but at some point before its release, Lizzie wanted to change her stage name, and the album was put on hold until 2010. The digital release of Lana Del Rey marked the beginnings of her musical transformation.
How'd she choose that name?
But it never saw a physical release,
Huh.
and within 3 months, the hopeful pop star pulled the album from iTunes. Lizzie felt nothing was happening, and now under new management, she asked for a separation agreement from her label. The young star and her management wanted a clean slate, removing any trace of the project from the web. Lizzie and her new managers moved to London, where they hoped her sound would be a little more appealing. It was also around this time when she would change her visual aesthetic, started cutting together her own music videos, and met fellow songwriter Justin Parker. Together, the two wrote the song that would launch both of their careers, and on June 29th, 2011, the video game's music video was uploaded to YouTube.
No, 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 no.
I did what I had to do.
The world learned of Lizzie Grant, her failed album, and discovered photos of her with label executives. The indie scene who had aided in launching her career felt deceived. The indie status of an artist is a large part of their appeal, but with it comes an expectation of being authentic and music that has a more confessional nature to it. And so, the internet quickly turned against her, believing that this Lana Del Rey character was fabricated by her management. When she was signed with Interscope Records and Polydor following the release of Blue Jeans, early fans began turning their backs on her, calling her a sellout. But as the public learned more about Lana Del Rey, only more questions
what the heck?
and criticisms
What the heck? Does that matter? No! Her music's fire! That's it! Ah, Jesus.
followed.
If her music's fire, her music's fire. Like, that's all I
Was
gotta
Lana
say.
Del Rey trying to cover up her past?
No.
I don't think she was.
No.
The record they had previously made wasn't bad. All
Yeah.
parties were pretty proud of it after the fact, even re-releasing it after Born to Die debuted. And the tracks found on the album could very well fit onto Born to Die. In fact, one of them did. Yayo was first featured on her 5 Points debut, and later reworked for the extended Paradise edition. There was a
Never heard of
rumor
that
that
one either.
Lana's father paid to kickstart her career. That was a bit of a half.
Why are
truth.
people so mean?
He did help in promoting the 5 Points record. Lana's dad was in advertising before starting his own company of buying and selling domain names. He built his wealth and had the means to support his child's ambitions. Lizzie was truly talented, and after all, it's not every day your daughter records a record with a producer who's worked with some legendary acts. In whatever way her father may have helped, it didn't do her much good. When signing to 5 Points, Lana was still evolving as an artist and as a person. She had come up with the Lana Del Rey moniker at some point between her EP and the album's release. By the time she released the record, it was being marketed under 3 names, making it a bit of a messy release, and the album didn't see much attention. She probably felt discouraged and wanted to start from the ground up with the new stage persona she had finally solidified. She contacted a lawyer by the name of Ben Mawson to get her out of her label contract, and he soon took over as her management from that point forward. She wasn't hiding her past. Lana Del Rey was a fresh start for the young singer, so it's not surprising that she wanted to disregard her previous work as to not confuse future.
How did she come up with the name Lana Del Rey? She named to reflect her love for vintage glamour and the beach. Inspired by her time in Miami with friends from Cuba, she wanted a name that sounded beautiful and evoked the vacation destination feel of the seaside. The name also pays homage to actress Lana Turner, who embodied Hollywood glamour, in the Ford Del Rey sedan. Oh, a vehicle associated with her early career. Lana, so she just combined them. Interesting. That makes sense.
Future audiences.
It's very on brand.
But was she forced into her image? That's debatable.
It was always the plan to just sort of create a sonic and visual world that I found to be beautiful.
She seemed to have had a vision of her music sounding cinematic and reflecting nostalgic black and white films. But when speaking with Pitchfork in 2011, she said, "I'm not trying to create an image or a persona. I'm just singing because that's what I know how to do."
Real.
As for the origin of the name, she says she was spending quite some time in Miami, speaking Spanish with
Why? I just looked it up.
friends, and they landed on Lana Del Rey.
I knew that I wanted a name that sounded sort of exotic and reminded me of like the seaside on the Floridian coast, and Lana Del Rey sounded beautiful to me, and I was just I just wanted a name for the music that I could
If I literally waited a minute, it would have answered my question.
start shaping the music towards just, yeah, something beautiful.
The name was a blend inspired by legendary actress Lana Turner and LA neighborhood Del Rey, Spanish for of the king. And she thought it sounded gorgeous coming off the tip of the tongue. And it does, but Lana said something concerning in an interview from 2010. "I wanted to be a band, but the label I was with and the team I had around me absolutely wanted me to be a solo artist. Lana Del Rey came from a series of managers and lawyers over the past 5 years who wanted a name that they thought would better fit the sound of the music. My music was always kind of cinematic, so they wanted a name that reflected the glamour of that sound. As far as we know, she had just only met Mawson the year before, so it's unclear who these managers and lawyers were at the time. All this quote really tells us, though, is that her team wanted her to be a solo artist and wanted her to have a more appropriate stage name that reflected her music. It's unclear whether or not she came up with the name herself, but I'll leave that for you to decide and whether or not it
I
truly
low-key
matters.
really don't care.
In another interview, Lana said,
I don't care if she made it, if she didn't. I mean, it fits perfectly with what she's going for. I think her name is, like, very obviously unique, and even if she lied about, like, the backstory of the name, it just fits perfectly. Like, I really don't care where it came from.
She even changed the way she sang in order to be taken more seriously. "I sing low now, but my voice used to be a lot higher. Because of the way I looked, I needed something to ground the entire project. Otherwise, I think people would assume I was some airhead singer.
like
I've sung one way and sung another, and I've seen what people are drawn to. People were wondering if this transformation had been planned all along.
Her voice is
Yes,
really deep.
it had been. When you start a business, you begin with a plan. There was a deliberate attempt to create a signature sound and image. Almost every artist ever has done this. Lizzie uses her Lana image to further her music. They're inseparable, but they are the same person. She's never strayed too far away from her roots, and she's always been in the driver's seat.
People I've worked with know that I do exactly what I want,
love her
and that's
voice,
pretty
bro.
much it.
Despite her 2010 comment, her new management nor her previous label were forcing her into this Lana image. She could have dropped the act whenever she liked. Then came the Saturday Night Live performance in mid-January that was called one of the worst outings in SNL history.
Big dreams, gangsters, said you had to leave to start your life over. I was like, no, please, stay here.
It left many to ask, can she actually sing? And yes, she can.
I don't know what you do, and I don't know how you
I think she was trying to make her voice too low.
get over someone as dangerous, tainted, and flawed as you.
It's safe to say Lana's SNL performance wasn't her greatest.
Yeah, no.
But it wasn't nearly as bad as it was made out to be. I mean, we've seen worse performances on the late night show. This was Lana Del Rey's American television debut.
maybe she was, like, nervous.
She's a performer who admittedly has a bad case of stage fright, and going from playing small clubs to a television...
Just like live with like 1,000 people. I think she was nervous, and I think she was trying to make her voice too low, and then that kind of just like, that was just all over the place. But yeah, she can definitely sing. I just think like making that big leap was kind of that was kind of a new ball game that she wasn't used to, and she got nervous. But
Vision audience of 8 million in just months?
Yeah.
Can you blame her for being a little nervous?
Yeah, it's
Perhaps she wasn't ready for the big time, but 2 weeks later, Born to Die was released, and as if unscathed
Fire.
by the harsh reviews and the controversies of the last 6 months, it debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and number 1 on the UK albums chart.
Dang.
Lana's rise only continued with more television appearances, music videos, and brand deals. While most female pop artists were preaching of empowerment, a counter voice was bound to emerge. A woman fixated on themes of wealth,
Money is the reason we exist. Everybody knows that it's a fact. Kiss.
self-destruction,
But I wish I was dead.
and hopeless romanticism.
I will love you till the end of time.
But how much of what she talks about in her music is fact? Is Lana Del Rey authentic? I don't think we're meant to interpret her lyrics literally. The things that happen in Lana's music could be true, exaggerated, or completely false.
Yeah.
But the notion of her inauthenticity stems from the fact that she never seems to break this character, as outlandish as some of it may sound.
When it comes to my own music, it's 100% autobiographical.
Lana Del Rey only reminded us that authenticity is an illusion. The music we listen to, for the most part, is manufactured. It only balances sincerity and fiction in just the right ratios. Being a popular musician is inherently ridiculous and theatrical, and not every artist is inherently ridiculous and theatrical. Artists often create personas and sing about things in the first person that didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey is no different than Beyonce, Gaga, Frank Ocean, Madonna, Bowie, Dylan, any other musical act. They play the part presenting themselves as something for you to enjoy. How certain are you that everything you're listening to is 100% genuine? There's not really a measure for how authentic music is, and I'm sure we all get tricked more than we care to admit. Born to Die went platinum. Lana Del Rey wrote Young and Beautiful for 2013's The Great Gatsby.
Yes!
And then the chart-topping remix of Summertime Sadness suitably closed out the summer. Her widely praised follow-up Ultraviolence saw her record her vocals in live single takes without any additional editing. It also fleshed out the details of her persona, breathing life into the character and framing her as a female who's aware of the tragedies she finds herself in. When Lizzie Grant released her music, it failed. She reinvented herself as Lana Del Rey, and it worked.
I want to go to a Lana Del Rey concert so bad. So bad.
Was a more calculated character. She looked different, but the songs were about the same. Regardless of the moniker she decided to embody, who her father is, or whether it solely existed to make money, Video Games was a unique and emotionally moving song. Had it been a bad one...
Lana Del Rey concert? I have no idea. Let's see. Floor is 100. Not that bad, not that bad.
Notice. After 7 years and 4 albums, her art has spoken for itself. Lana Del Rey has pumped out increasingly...
My favorite album is between Lust for Life. Low-key, I love all of them, but it's Lust for Life and Ultraviolence. I can't. Like, they're both so good.
Better music, and her upcoming release is getting anticipation from publications that once rolled her eyes at her. So, what are we to believe? Well, that nothing is truly authentic. Just enjoy what you enjoy, and find out why after the fact. Or don't at all.
Yeah. Fire.
If you're looking to fabricate your own musical persona...
Favorite song of those albums? Oh my god. Ultraviolence, I like... Okay. Hang on. You shouldn't have asked me that question. Oh, Lord. Probably from Lust for Life. I love In My Feelings. That's probably... Or High by the Beach. I changed my mind. High by the Beach. Wait, that's from Honeymoon. Never mind. Oh, shoot. Lust for Life is also good on Lust for Life. That one's with The Weeknd. I think that's why I like it. I think... I really like In My Feelings, though. I like that one from Lust for Life. And Ultraviolence. I obviously like Ultraviolence. Wait, now that I'm looking at it, I kind of like Honeymoon, too. Dang. Change my answer! I like the Honeymoon album, and specifically in the Honeymoon album, I really like Music to Watch Boys To. I like that one. And then Lust for Life, I like the song Lust for Life. Definitely. 100%. 100%.
I can't help you.
I don't really, when I listen to songs, I don't really like, if I like a song, I don't really look at the song name or song artist, unless if I like multiple songs from that song or artist, then I'm like, wait, I kind of like this artist. So then I like go through and I listen to their music and I try and pick ones that I like. But there's no like one set album. it's hard to get me to like one set album because there's a lot of different songs in there, and I personally like just picking out my favorite ones and then adding those instead of like liking the whole album. But Lana Del Rey is different because I like a lot of her songs. So if I had to buy an album, I'd probably buy the Honeymoon album because I like most of the songs from there. But yeah, because like I kind of listen to everything. Like I listen to a lot of different artists and a lot of different songs. There's not one thing that I'm focused on. There's a type of song, there's like a type of genre I'm focused on, but most of the time there's no like specific artist or specific album that I'm like, oh my god, I love this. Besides Billie Eilish's freaking the Open the Door one. Why am I like blanking on that one? Billie Eilish's new album, not new album, kind of old, but like that I like all the songs on there. Like I like all the songs on there. Okay. I just like Billie Eilish, okay? She and Lana Del Rey are two artists where I will literally like buy an album if I want to. Like I'll buy the whole album. I love Billie Eilish.